Thank you for turning to page 121. Today we're going to jump into the Monster Manual 2 from 1983 and going to take a look at the Gorgimera. I always like the Gorgimera. Maybe I should do one on the goat. What do you think? You want to see one on the goat? Let me know. But the Gorgimera, this is a fun medium to slightly upper level monster. And I like them. So, frequency is very rare. One appearing, armor class 5 and 2. I'll talk about that in a bit. 10 hit dice, 5 attacks, 1 to 3, 1 to 3, 2 to 8, 2 to 12, and 3 to 12. And then 2 different breath weapons. Special defense is none. Magic resistance is standard. Intelligence is semi, it's chaotic evil, and it's large. Although similar appearance to a chimera, a Gorgimera is a more fearsome monster. This sterile hybrid has the hindquarters and head of a gorgon, the forequarters and head of a lion, and the mid-body, wings, and head of a red dragon. Only the lion claws have armor class 5. The Gorgimera can attack with its claws, bite with its lion head, butt with its gorgon head, and bite with its dragon head. Additionally, the gorgon head can breathe a petrifying breath twice per day, 30 foot long by 10 foot wide base cone, while its dragon mouth can breathe fire twice a day, 50 foot long, 20 foot wide at the base. The monster will always use one of its breath weapons against opponents 10 feet or more distant, as it is aware of breath weapon ranges and effects. If in melee, there is a 1 in 6 chance it will use a fire, and a like chance it will use petrification. So you roll a die 6. 1 its dragon breath, 2 its gorgon breath, 3 to 6 standard attack routine. Dragon breath is for 3 to 24, that's 3 to 8 points of damage. Save versus breath weapon applies, so you get half damage then. Gorgon breath turns the victim to stone unless their save versus petrification succeeds. Gorgimera can speak a very limited form of red dragon language. The gorgon head can see into the astral and ethereal planes, and its breath weapon extends therein. The Gorgimera looks almost exactly the same as a chimera, except its gorgon parts are a metallic blue color. Gorgon eyes are a red-rimmed pale blue. So let's take a look. There's a lot to unpack in this guy. And this guy can be a TPK, depending on what level you use him. So he's a 10 hit dice monster, but with the breath weapon, especially the paralyzation breath weapon, I probably would not use this guy much below 8th or 9th level. You've got a decent chance of getting one character at least with the petrification, and you're definitely going to do some damage. And then the melee, it says here, in melee, a 1 in 6 chance that we use the fire and petrification breath. I use that in lieu of one of the headbutts or the bites. So the gorgon breath, if he used the dragon breath, he doesn't get the dragon bite that round. He's using the breath. If he's using the gorgon breath, he doesn't get the headbutt from the gorgon head that round, etc. So that makes sense. That's just kind of how it's written. The other thing that's interesting is the 5 to 2 armor class. I rarely will use multiple armor class since there's no real hit location in AD&D. I've never understood multiple armor classes. They frankly just confuse the combat. So generally I will just give the entire creature the lower armor class. Because then you end up with players saying, well, I'm swinging it as lion paws because they can eat those. Those are easier to hit on armor class 5. And I, as the DM, say, well, there's nothing in the rules that say you can specifically target X or Y. So because of that and because of lengthy conversations and just slowing down melee, I will generally just go to the lower armor class and say, okay, it's done. So in this case, for Gorgimera, he would be armor class 2. So 10 hit dice, armor class 2, the way I play him at my table, plus 5 attacks, and then possibly substituting one of the attacks for a breath weapon every round. That's pretty formidable. The other thing interesting about the Gorgimera is if you put him in numbers, you can end up with a total party kill. I did this as a Walpurgis encounter one year, and I did quite well. I had ruled in my own mind that the Gorgimera would be immune to another Gorgimera's petrification breath, so I had a bunch of them in a room. The players went into melee, and I was able to hit the group with several petrifications at one time, and I had 3 players fail their saving throws, so they were petrified. And in Walpurgis, that's my Halloween. Doesn't count for anything, but I try to wipe out all the players. Try to do a total party kill every time, but I have to do it imaginatively. But once you turn to stone in that game, generally you're done. So it's an annual game I ride around Halloween. I'll probably be doing one again next month. I really like it. But I have done videos on Walpurgis before. In fact, my very first video on the channel was about Walpurgis. So if you want to hear me read a script, that's your video. But that's all I've got today on page 121. I want to thank you for your time. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think of our good friend, the Gorgimera. Is he worth it, or is he kind of a waste? I like him a lot. I think he's a good mid-level to even upper-level encounter. Also, take a look at the Patreon, see if you can help me out there. But that's all I've got. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Tell your friends. Keep growing the channel. But that's everything I've got today on page 121. I want to thank you for your time. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.